So 250 years ago, right now, the revolution was well underway. The American Revolution had been started. The Continental Congress was meeting in this building, Independence Hall. And one thing I've been doing every day is just checking letters that the Founding Fathers wrote back and forth to each other. So I figured I'd check today and see if I find anything interesting and share it with you. I've got my laptop right here. So I'm gonna be looking down and checking for letters. Okay, let's start with Washington's weather report for 13th of June, 1775. Clear, but somewhat cool. Next we have Washington's diary entry. Dined at Burns in the fields, spent the evening at my lodgings. Now, the letter today is from Benjamin Franklin to William Temple Franklin, his grandson. So let's get started. My dear Billy, I wondered it was so long before I heard from you. The packet, it seems, was brought down to Philadelphia and carried back to Burlington before it came hither. I am glad to learn by your letters that you are happy in your new situation, and that though you ride out sometimes, you do not neglect your studies. You are now in that time of life which is the properest to store your mind with such knowledge as is hereafter to be ornamental and useful to you. I confide that you have too much sense to let the seasons slip. The Antients painted opportunity as an old man with wings. To his feet and shoulders, a great lock of hair on the fore part of his head, but bald behind. Whence comes our old saying, take time by the forelock, as much as to say, when it is past, there is no means of pulling it back again, and there is no lock behind to take hold of for that purpose. I am sorry your things have suffered so much damage in their way to you, and I fear if I send the glass you write for, it may likewise be hurt in the carriage, as I have no convenience at present of packing it safely, and the boatmen and wagoners are very careless people. If you want to use a glass, your father has a better, which he will lend you. But a perspective glass is not so good as the eye for prospects, because it takes in too small a field. It is only useful to discern better some particular objects. Now, what he's talking about here, just as a note, is an eye for prospects. Benjamin Franklin's grandson was studying to be an architect, I believe. And so he wanted to use a magnifying glass to look over his architectural plans. And that's what they're discussing, I believe. Let's continue. So, as I expect you here after the vacation to go to the college, I think it best to keep the glass for you till you come, when you will find it in your desk and bookcase with your little beginning of a library. And I hope about the same time your books and things from London will be arrived. I have received a long letter from Mrs. Stevenson. It is a kind of journal for a month after our departure, written on different days and of different dates, acquainting me who has called and what is done with all the small news. In 4 or 5 places, she sends her love to her dear boy, hopes he was not very sick at sea, etc., etc. Miss Hewson and the children were well. She was afraid, she says, to see some of your friends, not knowing how to excuse your not taking leave of them. Your shirts will go by tomorrow's stage. They are in a little trunk, and I hope will get safe to hand. Mr. and Mrs. Bach send their love to you. The young gentlemen are well and pleased with your remembering them. Will has got a little gun, marches with it, and whistles at the time by way of fife. He whistles at the same time by way of fife. I am ever your affectionate grandfather, B. Franklin. Let's read this footnote. William Temple Franklin's letters are missing. Ben Franklin had reason to be concerned about his grandson's new situation, for William Temple Franklin had never before been with his father and stepmother, and yet the young man's studies were in preparation for entering the College of Philadelphia in the autumn. A few months earlier, his father had intended him for King's College, and may or may not have been consulted about the change in plan. If Ben Franklin was not responsible for it, he had good reason to be. He was a founder of the Philadelphia institution, and the faculty of King's was suspect as a nest of loyalists. From Wallace Brown's The King's Friends. Now here's the footnote explaining what I was saying earlier. Perspective glasses, or delineators, were a device, as the name implies, to help in the drawing accurate perspective. Apparently, William Temple Franklin, as well as his son, or William Franklin, as well as his son, was interested in sketching landscapes. So I was wrong. Not an architect, but a landscape. Cousin William had just turned 2. So those are the letters for today. Just one, and of course, Washington's weather report. If you like this, please give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.